Be me, Stephanie, 32, and I just became a senior marketing manager with a 40% raise. Finally. After grinding for 6 years at this soul-sucking agency, I'm actually making real money. Like, I can buy the expensive oat milk without checking my account money. My husband Marcus and I have been married for 6 years, together for 8 total. He's 35, works in IT consulting, does the whole work from home thing, a few days a week. When we first started dating, I thought it was adorable how he could fix literally anything. His dad was a contractor, so Marcus grew up learning all that hands-on stuff. Plumbing, electrical work, car repairs. I grew up in a nice suburb where my parents just called people when things broke. Never had to learn any of that. Early in our marriage, I used to brag about it to my friends. Oh my god, Marcus fixed the garbage disposal and installed a new ceiling fan this weekend. I'm so lucky. But honestly, 6 years in, it just became background noise. Like, yeah, he fixes stuff. That's just what he does. I stopped really noticing. So anyway, last month, I'm out with my girls Jess and Ashley at this trendy wine bar downtown, celebrating my promotion. We're 3 glasses deep into a Pinot Grigio, and Jess, who's always the loudest about this stuff, goes on this whole rant about how women don't actually need men anymore. Think about it, she says, gesturing with her wine glass. We make our own money now. We can buy our own houses. We have vibrators. Literally, what do we need them for? Ashley, who just got divorced 6 months ago and is in her men are trash era, is nodding enthusiastically. I'm thriving now, like genuinely happier alone. And I'm sitting there, riding high on my promotion, feeling myself, and I'm like, you know what? They're right. I do make good money now. I don't need Marcus financially anymore. I'm independent. I come home around 11 p.m., definitely tipsy, and Marcus is in the kitchen with the dishwasher door open, tools spread out on the floor. The hinge had been loose for like a week. What you doing? I ask, leaning against the counter. Fixing the dishwasher door. Again. He doesn't look up, just keeps working with this tiny screwdriver. And I don't know if it was the wine or the lingering girl power energy from the night, but I just blurted it out. You know what Jess said tonight? Women literally don't need men anymore. Like, actually? We can do everything ourselves now. I expected him to laugh, or maybe argue with me about it, get into one of those playful debates we sometimes have. Instead, he just stopped, put down his screwdriver, wiped his hands on his jeans, looked at me with this completely neutral expression and said, "That right? I mean, yeah, financially at least. I'm making almost as much as you now." He nodded slowly. Cool, good for you. Then he just packed up his tools and went to bed. I stood there confused for a second, but honestly, I was too tired and tipsy to care. I figured he was being sensitive about the money thing. Men get weird about that sometimes, right? The next morning, everything seemed normal. He made coffee, we did our usual routine. I figured he'd forgotten about it. But then, the kitchen faucet started dripping. It wasn't a big deal at first, just this annoying plink, plink, plink sound that drove me crazy while I was trying to work from home. I mentioned it to Marcus that evening. Hey, the kitchen faucet is dripping. It's so annoying. He glanced up from his laptop. Yeah, I heard it this morning. I waited. He went back to typing. So, can you fix it? I'm sure you got it. He didn't even look up. You're independent. I laughed nervously. I'm not a plumber, Marcus. Neither am I just YouTube it. He closed his laptop and walked away. Okay, so he was being petty about the comment, whatever. He'd get over it. Except the faucet kept dripping, for 3 days. Then the bathroom sink wouldn't drain properly. I'd brush my teeth and the water would just sit there, cloudy with toothpaste scum, slowly swirling down over the course of like 5 minutes. Disgusting. Ugh, the bathroom sink is so gross, I said, loud enough for Marcus to hear from the bedroom. He walked by, glanced in. Yep, that sucks. kept walking. Marcus! He stopped, turned around. What? Are you seriously not going to fix anything because of what I said? He shrugged. You said women don't need men. I'm just respecting that. You don't need me to fix things. You got this. That's so childish. Is it? He looked genuinely curious, not even angry. You stated your position. I'm just agreeing with you. Then the garage door opener started dying. I'd press the button and nothing would happen, or it would make this horrible grinding sound and only open halfway. I had to manually lift the door, which is heavy, by the way, and I almost threw my back out. I texted Ashley, Marcus is weaponizing incompetence by not doing things LMAO. She responded, OMG men are so manipulative. Stand your ground. So I did. I decided I'd just fix things myself. How hard could it be? Men act like this stuff is rocket science to make themselves feel important. I YouTubed how to fix a dripping faucet. The video made it look so easy. Just tighten the valve under the sink, replace a washer, done. I got under there with a wrench. Couldn't figure out which valve to turn. Tried the one on the left, wouldn't budge. Put my whole weight into it. Something cracked, and suddenly water was spraying everywhere, hitting me in the face, soaking the cabinet. I screamed. Marcus walked by with his coffee, looked down at me flailing under the sink, said, "Need a towel?" and walked away. I eventually got the valve turned off, the right valve, which was labelled, but I was panicking and couldn't see it through the water spray. Kitchen floor was flooded. I had to use every towel we owned. The faucet still dripped. Now it was just dripping slightly slower, and the cabinet smelled like mildew. The next day, I drove to Home Depot. I was not going to let Marcus make me feel incompetent. I'd fix this faucet myself and prove him wrong. I stood in the plumbing aisle, staring at rows and rows of washers, valves, and fittings. Everything looked the same. I pulled up the YouTube video on my phone, squinting at the tiny parts in the thumbnail. Need help finding something? I looked up. Older guy, maybe 60s, orange Home Depot apron, name tag said Roy. He had that weathered look of someone who'd been doing this for decades. No, I got it. I grabbed a random package of washers. Just fixing a faucet. It's easy. Roy glanced at my cart. I'd already thrown in some pliers, a wrench set, and what I thought was plumber's tape. Ma'am, that's a compression fitting washer. If you've got a standard faucet, you need a... I watched a video. I cut him off. I know what I'm doing. He looked at the pliers in my cart. Those are needle nose. You're going to strip the bolt with those. You need an adjustable wrench, or at least... I'm fine, thank you. I smiled tightly and moved past him. He held up his hands. Alright, just saying. But you do you. He walked away. I checked out. $47 worth of supplies. Felt pretty good about myself. Got home. None of it was the right size. The washer didn't fit. The pliers did strip the bolt, just like Roy said, and the plumber's tape I bought was actually electrical tape. I sat on the kitchen floor, surrounded by useless parts, wanting to scream. Stupid Roy. If he'd explained it better, instead of being all cryptic and judgmental, maybe I would have listened. For the bathroom sink, I bought one of those industrial drain cleaners. The bottle said, "Maximum strength, dissolves anything." I poured the entire thing down the drain. The chemical smell was so strong I got lightheaded. I had to open all the windows and evacuate the bathroom for an hour. The sink still didn't drain properly. Now it just smelled like burning plastic and sadness. Every time something went wrong, I'd mutter to myself, "This is so easy." Men just make it seem hard so they feel important. But privately, I was starting to panic. 2 weeks in, the house was falling apart, and then the bathroom pipe under the sink started leaking. Not dripping. Leaking. Like water actively running down the pipe and dripping through the kitchen ceiling below. I noticed it when a brown stain started forming on the kitchen ceiling, right above where I make coffee every morning. I found Marcus in the garage, organizing his tools. Very deliberately organizing his tools. "Marcus, the upstairs bathroom is leaking through the kitchen ceiling. Yikes, that's not good. He lined up his wrenches by size. Can you please fix it? He looked at me. I thought you didn't need men. Oh my God, you're really doing this? This is so childish. This is our house. Right, our house. That you don't need my help maintaining because women can do everything themselves. His voice was so calm, it made me want to scream. I didn't mean it literally. Didn't you? He put down the wrench he was holding. Because it sounded pretty literal. Women don't need men anymore. Those were your exact words. You're punishing me. I'm not punishing you, Stephanie. I'm just respecting your boundaries. You said you don't need me. So prove it. I was seething. This man was really going to let our house fall apart because his ego was bruised. I called Jess and Ashley. Emergency? Come over Saturday. We're fixing this house ourselves and proving how stupid he's being. They were fully on board. Yes, we'll show him. Saturday afternoon, they showed up dressed like they were going to a contractor-themed bachelorette party. Jess, in designer overalls she definitely bought for this. Ashley in a crop top and high-waisted jeans. Okay, I said, pulling up YouTube on my phone. We're gonna fix that pipe. How hard can it be? We went upstairs. The pipe under the bathroom sink was definitely leaking. Water running down into a bucket I'd placed there, but the bucket was full and overflowing onto the floor. First we need to turn off the water, Jess said confidently, squatting down to look under the sink. There's 2 valves here, Ashley pointed out. Which one? I checked the YouTube video. The one on the right, I think. Jess reached in and turned the left one. Hard. Nothing happened. Try the other one, Ashley suggested. Jess turned the right one. Still nothing. Maybe it's the main water, I said. We went down to the basement. I had no idea which valve was the main water. We just started turning things. Suddenly, the water to the entire house shut off. Oh shit, Jess said. We ran back upstairs. The pipe was still leaking. Wrong valve, Ashley yelled. Well, turn it back. We ran back to the basement, turned valves until the water came back on. Back upstairs, Jess grabbed regular pliers from the tool bucket I'd brought up. I'm just going to tighten this connection here. Are you sure? I started. Crack. The plastic fitting snapped. Water started gushing out, not just leaking anymore, but full-on spraying. Turn it off, I screamed. Which valve? Jess screamed back. Water was everywhere, spraying on the walls, flooding the bathroom floor, running into the hallway. I heard footsteps. Marcus appeared in the doorway, took in the scene, 3 women screaming, water spraying everywhere, tools scattered on the wet floor, and wordlessly walked to the basement. The water stopped. He turned off the main. He came back upstairs, looked at us standing there soaking wet, said, "You're welcome. Good luck," and left. A thank you would be nice, I yelled after him. He didn't turn around. We stood there dripping in a flooded bathroom. Okay, Ashley said carefully. Maybe we try something easier? We decided to tackle the garage door opener. I'd watched a video. You basically just had to replace the circuit board thing. Simple. Ashley went to unscrew the panel. The screwdriver slipped and she dropped it. It fell directly onto Jess's foot. Ow! Jess hopped backward, clutching her foot. Oh my God, ow, ow, ow. I'm sorry. Ashley looked panicked. It's fine, just let me try. I took over, unscrewed the panel, stared at the wiring inside. It looked nothing like the YouTube video. Maybe the lawnmower, Jess suggested, limping slightly. The lawnmower in the garage had been dead for 3 weeks. The grass was getting embarrassingly long. The video said it was probably just a spark plug or air filter. Ashley pulled the starter cord to test if it was loose. It snapped back, hit her directly in the mouth. Ah! She stumbled backward, hand to her face. When she pulled it away, her lip was split and bleeding. Oh my God! Jess rushed over. You pulled it wrong! I yelled, immediately stressed. Why would you pull it that hard? I didn't mean to. Ashley was bleeding into her hand. Marcus appeared in the garage doorway, took in the scene, tools everywhere, gas can tipped over and leaking onto the concrete floor, Ashley bleeding, Jess limping, me covered in spackle from trying to patch the ceiling earlier. We almost had it, Jess said defensively. Marcus looked at the lawnmower, bent down, pointed at a disconnected hose dangling near the hot engine. You almost burned the house down. That's a fuel line you disconnected. His voice was completely level. It's dripping gas right next to the engine you were trying to start. All three of us went silent. Just stop, before someone actually gets hurt worse. He walked back inside. My face was burning. I felt so humiliated and angry. Angry at him for being condescending. Angry at my friends for being useless. Angry at myself for getting into this situation. He's so condescending, I muttered. Ashley needed liquid stitches from CVS. Jess's foot was bruised. The bathroom was flooded. The ceiling stain was now bigger from our failed pipe attempt. The lawnmower was still broken, and there was gas all over the garage floor. After they left, awkwardly, barely making eye contact with me, I looked around at the disaster and wanted to cry. But I texted them instead. Thanks for trying, Jess. Anytime, babe. Maybe just call a plumber though, LOL. I almost threw my phone. Week 4, I started tracking the expenses in my notes app. Emergency plumber for the bathroom pipe. $340. Ceiling repair, guy, $280. New garage door opener installation, $450 lawnmower repair shop, $120 replacement tools I broke, $80. Total, $1,270. I took a screenshot and shoved my phone in Marcus's face while he was watching TV. Do you see this? Do you see what your petty bullshit is costing us? He looked at the screen. Costing you? I offered to fix all of it. You said you didn't need me? I didn't mean literally. You knew that. Did I? Because it sounded pretty literal. Women literally don't need men anymore. The word literally was in there. This is financial abuse. I was grasping now. You're sabotaging me. He actually laughed. I'm not sabotaging anything. I'm just not doing unpaid labor for someone who doesn't value it. Unpaid? You live here too. That's what partners do. Right. Partners. Who need each other. But you don't need me. Remember? I wanted to scream. He was so infuriatingly calm about everything. Okay, fine. I was desperate now. I'll pay you. What's your hourly rate? He pulled out his phone, typed something, showed me the screen. Average handyman in our area charges $85 to $150 an hour. I spend about 6 to 8 hours a month on home repairs and maintenance. Let's say $100 an hour average, 7 hours a month. That's $700 a month I was saving you. He scrolled. We've been married 6 years. That's $50,400. My jaw actually dropped. You're insane, he shrugged. I'm just doing math. You're the one who said it was easy and men just make things seem complicated. I couldn't even respond. I just stood there, shaking with rage and frustration. The doorbell rang. Marcus got up. That's probably Jake. He's dropping off my torque wrench. He opened the door. Jake, Marcus's friend from his IT consulting firm, walked in with a toolbox. Hey man, thanks for lending me this. Saved my ass with the... He stopped, reading the room. Bad time? Marcus shrugged. Nah, just discussing home maintenance budgets. I was still too angry to care. Jake, doesn't this seem insane? He's refusing to fix anything because I said one thing. Jake shifted uncomfortably. I mean, what did you say? That women don't need men. As a joke. Jake's eyebrows went up. Oh, that's kind of harsh though? It was a joke. Didn't really seem like a joke when you posted it on Instagram last month, Jake said carefully. I remember because my girlfriend showed me. She thought it was funny. I froze. Marcus turned to look at me. You posted it? My face went hot. I had posted something similar, a meme about independent women with some caption like, "We literally don't need men lol," after my promotion. I'd forgotten about it. That was different. That was just, it's social media. It doesn't count. Right. Marcus's voice was flat. Jake cleared his throat. Yeah. See you guys later. He practically ran out the door. The silence after he left was deafening. Now it wasn't just between us. His friends knew. Everyone knew. Marcus went back to the couch and turned the TV back on. Week 6. I was at my breaking point. The house was falling apart. The dripping faucet, the slow drain, the lawn looking like a jungle. I'd spent over $1,200. My friends wouldn't come over anymore after the disaster day. And I was so tired. Then the bedroom electrical outlet started sparking. I was plugging in my phone charger when I saw it. A little zap and a spark, and then a burning smell. I panicked, ran to the basement, started flipping breakers randomly. The fridge shut off. The living room lights shut off. The TV shut off. The outlet kept sparking. "What are you doing?" Marcus came downstairs. "The outlet is sparking." He flipped the correct breaker. The outlet stopped. The bedroom went dark. "Don't use that outlet. Could start a fire." "Well," I gestured desperately. "Are you going to fix it?" "Nope." "Marcus, call an electrician." "This one's actually dangerous. Don't want you to say I electrocuted you on purpose." I called an electrician. Emergency weekend service. $500. I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't afford it. I was exhausted. The house was a disaster, and Marcus hadn't even been mean about it. He'd just been consistent, and somehow that was worse. I found him in the garage that evening. "Okay." My voice was stiff. I was wrong. He looked up from the workbench. "I took you for granted. I didn't realize how much you did around here. Can you please fix the outlet?" "That it?" I gritted my teeth. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean what I said. I need you." He put down the tool he was holding. "Do you? Or do you just need a free handyman?" That hit hard, because honestly, I didn't know the answer. "Both," I finally said. "I need both. Please." He studied me for a long moment. "I'll fix the outlet tonight." Relief flooded through me. That night, he fixed it. Didn't make a big speech, didn't gloat, just fixed it. Over the next week, he fixed the other stuff too. The faucet, the drain, the lawnmower. But things were different now. He didn't just silently do things anymore. He'd tell me, "The air filter needs changing, I'll do it this weekend." Or, "That hinge is loose again, gonna take me about an hour to fix properly." And I had to acknowledge it, say thank you, actually notice. It was like he'd drawn this invisible boundary, and now I had to respect it, or everything would fall apart again. The thing is, I'm still kind of mad about it. He made his point. Fine. He won. Whatever. But honestly, if he wasn't so sensitive about one comment, none of this would have happened. I was drunk. It was girl talk that I brought home. He took it way too seriously. I told myself I had no choice but to apologize. The house was literally falling apart, and I couldn't afford to keep fixing things. Last week I was on the phone with Jess, and I said, yeah, I apologized. I mean, what else could I do? The house was falling apart. I heard Marcus chuckle from the other room. When I looked over, he was smirking while fixing the back fence gate. "What?" I snapped. "Nothing." He hammered in a nail. "Just glad we're back to needing each other." "Don't be smug." But he was right, and I knew it. I'd lost this one. I just wish I didn't have to admit it.